Here we are, finding the sine, cosecant, and tangent of negative 210 degrees. I thought I'd take this opportunity to just discuss something real fast here. I've never really mentioned this, but on a regular unit circle, when you have this radius that's spinning around in the circle like this side here that is 1 unit long, that has a fancy name. It's called the initial side. Okay, initial side. And this thing here is called a terminal side. A terminal side. So you got the initial side and the terminal side. The sine, the cosecant, and the tangent of negative 210 degrees. Well, we need to figure out where that angle lies. So if it's negative, it's going to rotate this way. Okay, it's going to rotate in this direction like this. So I'll undo that. And it's going to wind up going past 180 degrees up here somewhere. So it's going to hit maybe right something like that right there. So we'll just make it that. It's going to go 30 degrees past 180 in this direction. Again, that's negative 210 degrees. Now I'm going to get rid of that because I need to right over top, of course. So there you go. Now we're going to connect this line. I'm going to freehand it right down there like so with the right angle. And this will be 30 degrees. So this is our 30-degree reference angle. Now keep in mind, this distance here is going to be a positive distance, and that is going to be negative. The unit circle, this is 1. The side opposite the 30 is half the hypotenuse, which is 1/2. And this side here, the side that's not the hypotenuse, or this side, gets multiplied this side here by the square root of 3, so it becomes the square root of 3 over 2. So that's our classic setup for a 30, 60, 90. We've talked about it many times. Sine of 210 negative would of course equal opposite over hypotenuse. This is just SOHCAHTOA again. Opposite would be 1/2. The hypotenuse would be 1. So this would be, and remember, this is negative here. I want to make sure I put that on there. This would here be positive. So this would be 1/2 divided by 1, which is of course just 1/2. So the sine of negative 210 equals 1/2. The cosecant, cosecant of 210 is the inverse of this. So it's just going to be hypotenuse over opposite. And I think we know we can just flip this fraction over and make it 2 over 1, which we could call 2. That's the cosecant. The tangent is slightly different. The tangent of negative 210 would be opposite over adjacent, which the opposite side from this reference angle theta here, or 30 degrees, opposite would be 1/2 over negative radical 3 over 2. And that, of course, works out to be 1/2 divided by radical 3 over 2 negative, which is 1/2 times, and you flip this over, 2 over radical 3. The 2's are going to cancel, and I'm going to be left with 1 over radical 3, which I will come down here and simplify. 1 over radical 3. We multiply this by radical 3 and radical 3, and this becomes radical 3 over positive 3. So the tangent of negative 210 should be radical 3 over 3. Whew. And let me show you something else. I just hope this comes out on the video, but I should be. There we go. If I want to check this, and even with this crappy Windows calculator here, if I want to see the square root of 3 over 3, so if I type in 3 square root divided by 3 equals, and that is 0.577. And you know what else? I need to go back and check my signs here, don't I? Because this would be negative. This would be negative. Let me add that on there. That would be negative. I almost lost it. It was here, and then it got lost here. Make sure you don't do that. That is a common mistake. Okay, back to my calculator. I want you to remember this. In fact, let me just write it right here. 0.577 blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, that's equivalent. This is equivalent to negative 0.577. I can just type in negative. How do I do it on this? Clear negative 210. 210. 210. And there we go. And hit the tangent, and it will give me the same decimal value. Okay, so you can see there on both that it's the same thing. And the same thing for cosecant. I could do 210, change the sign, and hit inverse sine. Oh, I hosed it. I did something wrong there. 210 inverse sine. Crappy Windows calculator. You guys have a good day.